That was the impetus or the essence of our business. How we got started is justifying what we do and how we benefit our seller. It's the same for the buyers, what we do for buyers as well. Anybody on the planet can open a door and say, here's the kitchen.
Right.
Okay? Now, they may do it with different inflection, but what a buyer really wants is they would prefer most of the time an agent not be there. Just have someone unlock the door and I'll look at the house myself. That's why they buy new homes. Okay? Go through a model, find the home you want, see the salesperson. So whether it's for buyers or sellers, it's now what you do that's in the interest of that client that you have, that you're going to somehow justify your commission to a level that far exceeds what a client believes you might do, because they don't believe you do much. Okay, by and large, they really don't.
True.
Say is my view, and I said that's all of this can be deleted. Okay, so you don't offend everybody. Okay,
I think it challenges the listener. I mean, I think
right.
It makes them reflect on, okay, what am I doing to differentiate myself? I remember when we were hearing about you and your team, I just kind of imagined like a SEAL Team 6. If you've ever seen them storm inside of a building, I kind of imagined that, and I also kind of imagined like Chip and Joanna from HGTV. I'm sure you know where I'm kind of going with this, yes. Mike.
That's a good lead in.
I really, when I imagined it, I'm like, wow. I was like, this is really cool.
This is genius.
This is genius.
It's a great.
Well, that's kind of an overstatement by about
You're
whatever
being humble, from you are.
Yeah. So okay. say I'm going to sell my house. What process would I go through? Say I call Roller Realty.
All right.
What does it look like?
So we mentioned first to the client that there will be a team of us that visit you to look at your house and first to understand your motivations for selling. And everybody has different motivations. We talked about earlier, whether it's a divorce, a forced sale, they're moving up, they're moving down, they're moving out of the state, they're moving up the street. Mm-hmm. So we want to first find out what their motivations are and how we can help them accomplish that. Because anytime you move, it's very traumatic. Everything changes. Your finances changes, your neighbors change, the schools change, your utility bills change, the direction that your house faces changes. Everything is going to change when they move. So we want to help them identify when they're moving, where they're moving towards, okay? Because it's a Texas two-step. Got to move from this house into the next one. So you have to be able to time it. So we want to know what the timing is first so we can make that transition as easy as possible.
Okay.
Then what we do with our team, I have an on-staff paid stager on staff, okay? At our expense. We don't charge our clients anything, okay?
Wow.
So the three of us, normally at least three, will visit because once you get three, it's a little too many.
Too busy, yeah.
So it'll be myself, an agent, and there's only two agents, one and two. And then we have a large support staff. So just a transgression. Most real estate offices, the brokers earn more money by having more agents. We don't do that. That was the model also with especially RE/MAX. They basically sell desk space and the agent gets most of the commission and they get fees from that more so than a higher commission split. So what we do is we are staff heavy and not agent heavy. So rather than just adding more agents, which dilutes what you do to some degree. So if you have one good agent, maybe you can get two, but when you have 20, there's an average. You'll have your worst and your best, wherever that is, but it pulls down the level.
Okay.
So we wanted to maintain a level that we are comfortable with. Okay. So one agent, a designer, stager, and myself. So then we look at what the house offers as is and what it could be, knowing that a seller normally does not want to spend any money or inconvenience on remodeling their home or updating it. Mm-hmm. We happen to be in a unique area in which Fulshire is comprised this last month. 81% of all the homes on the market are new.
Oh, such competition.
So different than anywhere else. So 5 miles east of us, that dynamic is not present. All the homes are older, all the way to Galveston, by and large. I mean, there's a few new here and there, but they're not building entire subdivisions at a time, multiples at a time. They're all new homes. So we compete against the new. But even if you're in other subdivisions, you're still competing against the other homes on the market. So basic fundamentals, if you're in retail, it's how you market your product to get someone to buy your product over someone else's. So in grocery stores, it's shelf space and whatever else that you fight for. So we look at how we're going to position that home in the marketplace to extract more value from that home than others, or if they didn't do anything.
Okay.
So as is, or do this.
Some level of doing this.
Get you more.
So a quick tangent, the listing that I was on just before here, they remodeled a home and forgot to put in a pantry, and they don't have hardly any kitchen cabinets. Now that's going to be a problem.
Yes, okay? That is.
And this is a $900,000 house that is over the top, on the lake, pool, and whatever else. But that's going to be a problem because almost no cabinet space and no pantry. You can get by one, not both.
Right.
So we look at how to redesign it easily and cost effectively. So first we go through, what does the house offer? What does it need? And then we get estimates for what it's going to cost to do.
You get the
we get the estimates, and we get them within beautiful. 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we do it at normally almost half of what anybody else can do. First, we don't have a GC, a general contractor, our designer stager. We have the crews, we get the estimates, then we decide what to do, what color granite, what shade, how it matches with the floors, how it matches with the paint colors, everything else, what's updated, what's not, light fixtures, everything else. Then we look at what the cost is, and if the cost is too high, you have to balance it as to how much you're going to get out. So normally our rule of thumb is for whatever we ask a seller to do, it needs to double their money. Okay. And then that's the second step. Once we've analyzed everything that a seller could or should do, we then invite them to our office. And a lot of realtors are told or taught differently. At that listing appointment, bring the listing agreement,
right?
Run the comps, and then get the listing. Okay. So we don't do that because that doesn't give a seller enough information to really discern really what their house is worth. There's actually probably 50 different things that affect the value of a house. So if you took 2 homes, identical builder, identical floor plan, in the same neighborhood, the value of those homes can be dramatically different. Put one west facing, put one with old college furniture with 3 dogs and 2 kids, and it's a mess. One painted it orange or whatever on the inside. One faces west. One backs up to a busy street. The other's on a cul-de-sac. So one's on a view lot, one's not. So that's 2 homes with the identical floor plan, and the value of those are going to be disproportionate based upon the desirability that a buyer has when they walk through that house.